Hi guys, welcome to my first podcast episode. I've been wanting to do this for a while. I finally am doing it. I'm so excited. It took me a while to figure it out, like the podcast equipment. Like this is not easy. I watched a lot of YouTube videos and trial and error, ordered a bunch of stuff, returned a lot of stuff, but I finally got it down. So first and foremost, I wanted to do an introductory episode just to kind of take the pressure off myself too, because I've used to edit YouTube videos. I used to do YouTube, but not really, just a couple videos. So I kind of know how I'm gonna edit this, but yeah, I didn't want to put too much pressure on the episode, because this is gonna be kind of like a test run for me on editing and stuff. So I just wanted to be super chill, super laid back. I kind of have a little bit of shortness of breath because I'm a little nervous, a little bit excited, and it took me a while to set up all the lights and the cameras and stuff, but we're doing it. We're here. I'm trying to figure out which camera I want to focus on. Whatever. I guess this is a trial and error. This is what we're going to figure out. Please ignore the breathing. I don't know why I'm breathing so hard. And hopefully I'm not speaking too loud because I can hear myself in my headphones, but hopefully I'm not screaming and my neighbors think I'm weird. Anyways, hi. Thank you so much for being here. I wanted to do this because one, I want to get closer to you guys. I want to let you guys into my life. I want to chit chat. I want to debrief. I'm such a chismosa and such a gossip girl, truly, that I love to just talk everything. Whether it's my life, whether it's pop culture, whether it's drama, whether it's anything. Obviously, podcasts have been super popular recently, but this idea sparked because every time I drive to LA, I'm from OC, and every time I drive to LA, and I'm usually with a friend because I don't like driving alone, I'll go to events with a plus one. So it's either Monica or Nikki or somebody, and it's an hour and a half there, an hour and a half back, sometimes two, but that hour and a half, to kind of just let the time pass by, we're just talking and talking and talking about influencing personal life, just everything. So whenever me and Monica or Nikki talk, I always think damn, we should make a podcast. I feel I need to I want people to hear what we're saying. I want to share our thoughts and stuff. So that's kind of where the idea came from. And this podcast is going to be a solo podcast, but I want to have guests almost every other episode or every episode. I want to bring in someone from the Ulta Beauty Collective to talk about influencing and brand trips. I also want to bring in a plus size influencer and talk about the plus size community. I want to bring in Monica or my sisters to talk about Latinas and growing up Latina and talking to our parents about trying to be an influencer. It's just different culture wise. I want to bring on my mom and have these are just ideas running in my head. I want to bring on my mom and have a full Spanish speaking episode and just talk about maybe mother-daughter relationship, how it was for her, coming to the US and raising three girls pretty much by herself. So those are pretty much just ideas that I have in my head for what I want to do. But if you guys have any, if you guys know me, if you kind of have been keeping up with me, who my circle is or who my friends are. Yeah, I don't have too many, but for the people that you guys do know, please let me know who you want to be a guest on this. Or if you are my friend and want to be a guest on this, please comment down below who you want me to interview. I feel it'll be a slash interview slash just chit chat and stuff. Second topic, I don't have a name for this podcast. I thought about it for a while. Nikki kind of helped me think of some names, and I think I have some good options, but I knew if I just waited and kept waiting for things to be perfect, I was going to wait too long or just lag it. So I don't have a name, and I want you guys to help me figure out my name. I'll tell you guys my ideas and stuff, and then you guys can kind of help me. And I will dead ass give if I choose your name, the idea you give me, or if your name closely inspires me to what I end up choosing, I will send you either a gift card or a PR giveaway, whatever you want. So let's make it a little competition, but let me tell you my ideas. So here, this is going to be I love what's the word? Brain dumping. I love a good brain dump. This is why I'm doing this. I just love getting stuff out. Oh my God. See, I have so many thoughts. I kind of thought about making my name Spanish or in Spanish, but I'm not going to be always making Spanish speaking videos. I'll definitely throw in some here and there, but I don't want this to be like a Spanglish podcast because then that kind of just sets up another barrier for me. Like sometimes like I can do Spanglish, but like when people always ask, do a Spanish video, or like I'm on live and people are like, talk Spanish, talk Spanish. I like get so it's just harder in the moment to like think of the right words. So I don't want to put that extra struggle and like force myself to do Spanglish videos or Spanglish podcasts too. But I am Mexican. I'm Latina. So like I know a lot of you probably know the talk show, like I think it was on Univision or something. La Gorda, oh no, El Gorda y la Flaca. I thought about calling this episode La Gorda y la Flaca, or just La Gorda, but I don't know, like La Gordita. I'm just gonna brain dump and you guys can kind of help me finalize my thought process behind like La Gorda y la Flaca, even though it's just me. I am fat and skinny. Do you get me? Like, do you get? I'm like a skinny queen. Like, I joke around that I'm a skinny queen, mostly with my sisters and stuff, because I know if I put that on Instagram Reels, it's gonna go not the way I want it to. But anyways, I think that's like a play on like, damn, maybe this is too bad. Maybe it's a play on like not body dysmorphia, but just poking fun. Like I am la gorda y la flaca. I don't know. I'm just thinking that. So that's kind of an idea. Another idea is like I am a big sister. I have two younger sisters, and like I think I would love to do like advice portions in the video. You guys can like DM me advice that you need, and like I'll answer it here on the podcast, or just questions or whatever Rex, and I'll just be the big sis giving you the advice. So I thought about calling it like Big Sis Talks or Big Talks, something like that. And yeah, I'm honestly open to anything. I don't think I wrote these down, but like if we can even play on words. Like I don't want to call this what, like All Things Jazz Podcast, All Things Jazz Talks. So please help me figure out a podcast name. Those are kind of like where I'm going, but honestly, it can be anything. Like if you think of a really cool name or something else completely separate, I want to hear it. Please comment down below or DM me. I don't care. For sure, I'm going to be doing a story time because I have like a handful of good story times that are just wild or interesting. But I'm going to save those for like a full episode because those will kind of take up a while. But let's see. Kind of like what's happening in my life right now. I just posted that video of like, I'm a big girl and it literally instantly almost went viral. No, sorry. It literally almost instantly went viral. It's like less than 24 hours and it's already hit over 1 million on TikTok. And it did pretty good. It got a lot of shares on Instagram, which makes me so just not happy because a lot of people are saying that the things I'm saying. Wait, I think my titty's out. Hold up. Not happy because I think a lot of people are saying like it's sad what I'm saying. Like some of the examples of like, oh, like I'll never be the first one to bring up food or something. Like I don't think that's sad. I just think that it's just a habit that like I kind of, but I get it. Like I get that side of it, that it's kind of like traumatizing, that it's like trauma from my childhood that, you know, I'm not going to be the first one to bring up food, or I'm not going to go grab seconds when my mom is mad dogging me across the room, and she will call me out if I go get another serving. So I guess it's trauma, but I don't see it as like, you know, like pity me. It's just kind of like I knew other people go through similar or went through the same things or are going through the same things. So I knew it was going to be relatable. But anyways, yeah, it makes me, again, I don't want to say happy, but it just makes me feel warm that I'm not alone. Like I'm not the only one that thinks like this and does these things. Of course, I got a couple nasty comments, but whatever, we don't think about those. And it's so surprising. You guys would be surprised the amount of girl on girl hate that I get. Like you would think that, especially after the Barbie movie, like we'd be like, not like support. You don't have to love me, but why do you have to hate me? You know, like why can't you just, you know, if you don't agree with the TikTok, just scroll away. But oh my gosh, the amount of times that I will get like DMs or comments from girls, like old, young, different races, everything, like wow, hate literally has no gender and no color. Like it's kind of crazy. Yeah, it makes me sad that like girls don't stick together as much as you would want to. But anyways, whatever. Where was I going with this? Anyways, well, that's on my mind right now. Just like the whole plus size talk and stuff. And there was a lot of girls also that commented like, oh my God, my mom's calling me. Podcast, yeah. Es lo que estaba diciendo, que un día voy a tener un episode en Spanish y vas a venir a hablar. sobre nuestra amistad y todo sobre tu vida de mamá mexicana.
Parece muy bien.
Okay.
Te deseo muchos éxitos en tu vida.
No te pueden escuchar. Diles hola al podcast.
Hola.
Okay. Bye. Of course she was gonna ask, when am I gonna come to the podcast? I'm like, girl, it's my first episode. Anyways. Oh, I was getting a lot of comments from girls too that were saying like, I'm a plus size girl and I don't feel this way. Like if I'm hungry, I'm gonna make it known. Girl, totally fine. Like I didn't want to come off as so insecure, but I get like that's kind of how the video came off. Girl, I'm not that insecure. This is so tricky. I'm not, I don't, how do I say? Everyone has their insecurities. Like maybe for me, in the back of my mind, just the way I've been trained growing up, it's just a thought, a little thought. It was the voice was bigger when I was younger, and I've trained or learned to just kind of like ignore the voice in my head, but it's still always there. If like we're in a group setting and like I barely know people, if I'm with my man or like my sisters, I don't go. I'll say like, Are you hungry? Like I'm hungry. Let's go. It's more so like with circles that I don't know or people that I just met that I'm like I'm not about to call myself out and say I'm hungry. So I've learned and grown to like ignore that voice, but it's always in the back of my head, right? But for like other things, like other aspects, like putting my body out online, girl, I'm doing it. Like, showing what my body looks like. Like that's something that not a lot of people can do. So I think that everyone has different things that they're comfortable with and like some things like still they're working on. So I just thought it was interesting that a lot of girls were like, that's not me. I'm confident. Or like, I don't give a fuck. Okay. Good for you. But like, let's not pick on other girls who are still working on that or have different things. But anyway, I just wanted to share that thought that I didn't want to come off as insecure, but I just knew that these were going to be things that were going to be relatable. I also like so many people were asking like part two, part two, part two. So I made like a follow up video today. I'm probably going to post it tomorrow about like, what did I say? I'm a plus size Latina. And I'm like remembering the things that I said, or even when I say, I'm like, damn, I don't know if I can cuss yet because I'm going to put this on YouTube, but I'll just cuss. I was just like, damn, like I had a fucked up, I don't want to say childhood, but like messed up way of, just living. And like my relationship with food was so bad. And like, I'm pretty much exposing my mom for like how she made me see food in my body. And I'm like, my mom's going to get canceled and she don't even do social media. So, but I just know because the times that I have referenced or like mentioned like me and my mom's strained relationship and like are just growing up my childhood and like just the dynamic we had with food and stuff, like so many girls will say like my mom too, like I went through the same thing. So I just know it's super relatable. And I'm not gonna say like that's why I want to like really not tone it down, but like bring it down to like Latina moms or Mexican moms, because I know a lot of Mexican moms. Like I feel like the Mexican mom culture is very, not everyone, but like health focused. I don't want to say like overall moms, because I know there's some really cool moms out there that just didn't traumatize their kids about food and stuff. But I'm going to share it anyways, because I know people are going to relate. But yeah, no, like one of the things that I was like, damn, my parents really did this. When I was like 14 years old, I was overweight. I've always been overweight in my life. I look back at photos and I was like, girl, you were not fat. I feel like everyone thinks like that. Now I'm fat. I'm fucking fat, but but I feel like I'm the most confident. Well, I have my days, but I'm the most confident I've been, or I don't pity my body as much as I used to, I guess. But anyways, when I was like 14 years old, I was obviously overweight, and my parents made a calendar and they would weigh me every Sunday. And for every 5 pounds that I would lose, or I think it was like every pound or something, they would give me $20. Like they dead ass were trying to bribe me to lose weight. And like, I just remember that I'm like, damn, that's fucked up. Maybe like if you're Latina and like you probably went through a similar thing and you're like, yeah, that shit happened. But maybe if you're like from a different culture or just had such a good relationship with your parents, like you're gonna be like, what the fuck? Like girl, bye. Like, you know, it's shocking. What's another thing? Well, they're all just like normal things, I guess, for overweight kids. Like, we were never allowed to have juice or soda in the house. Like, no snacks, no candy, like no chips. Like, it was never on the grocery list. Like, if you went out and bought it at the liquor or gas station next door, well, then that's on you. But like, I remember me and my sisters would like go and be like, we're gonna go for a walk. And we'd go to the gas station and we'd all wear sweaters, and with our like $5 we'd go and grab like chips and like a soda or something, and we would come back home and stuff it in our sweaters, and dead ass like walk in the door with like just like lifting our sweater so that you won't see the imprint. And I'm sure my parents knew what the fuck we were doing, but or like the rustling of chips, like we were going through it. But yeah, no, I'll be honest, like I had a super strained relationship with my mom, and a big part of it was that I sometimes say like I don't care, I'm gonna expose my mom, because I be getting back at her now recently, because I'm like, let me just get into it. I had a really strained relationship with my mom forever. It's gotten better today. It's good. The whole overweight and I don't know, just a lot of stuff was the topic of our fights and stuff. And I think like the mother-daughter relationship, it's like just like, what is the word? It's like a pedestal in life. It's like a topic, like it's a thing that just mothers and daughters just don't get along sometimes. If you have a great mother and daughter relationship, bless your soul, you are so lucky, because I did not. It's gotten better. It definitely took a lot of work from both parties. I had to like just straight up tell my mom like things that are not okay, and I had to set boundaries, which is so hard or just not common in like the Mexican culture. Like, I know there's like different types, right, of like Latino cultures. Like, there's families that like really respect their elders and like, kiss their moms on the forehead every time, and like just things like that. And it just wasn't the case for my family. I also grew up with like I said, I grew up with two younger sisters, and we were poor. We struggled. My mom was a single mom for the most part, and she raised us three by herself. So I don't know. There was just a lot of fighting. I just remember a lot of fighting, but I don't regret anything. Like, I always tell myself like never to regret anything in life, because everything shapes you. Every door that was closed opens up a window. So it's like everything just means something and just redirected you into life. And like, I like where I'm at in life right now. And I don't know, every big, small decision that I made got me to this point, spiritually, physically, whatever it is. So I don't regret it. I think the way we were brought up gave us a lot of character and made us all super strong, stubborn almost girls. Just like, I don't know, we just are really like badasses, I think. And I think a lot of it comes from like just seeing my mom try to manage all of us. But anyways, we can dig into more of that when my mom comes on the episode. But where I was going with this is that like I did film another like I'm a plus size Latina, and I'm gonna drop that tomorrow, and my mom was going to get exposed. That's all I'm going to say. But I know a lot of you guys are going to relate. Moving on, kind of like still jumping on the plus size topic. I was like hesitant, like, should I talk about people? But I feel like this is like a person that is like, she's big. She's an influencer. Like, she's not going to see this. I recently saw there's this influencer that I've looked up to for so long. She's like an OG YouTuber. I've followed her for a really long time. I feel like at the beginning she was more her videos were all about like just lifestyle, like kind of vlog style, but she obviously was like a plus size, mid-sized girl. And yeah, she went through like a weight loss journey, and I just looked up to her a lot. It's Remy Cruz. Is that her name? I think it's like Remy Ashton on YouTube and stuff. I still look up to her a lot. I love the Pretty Basic podcast. I love her friendship with Alicia Marie. And I saw that she recently dropped like another round of merch. I'm sure she's been doing it for a while. And I was like, oh my God, I'd love to support. I forgot what the merch said, but I was like, oh, like I want to buy this. I went on her website, and I was expecting at least like small, medium, large, XL. It was a one size fits all. A one size fits all hoodie. Guys, I thought we were done with one size fits all. Who thought this was a good idea. A one size fits all in 2023? Girl. And this is what, let me put this water down. This is what disappoints me or shocks me, is that she went through like a big weight loss journey. She was, I don't want to like label people, but she, like, that was one of her tropes. Like, that was one of her like topics for a long time too. Like, she made videos about losing weight and just being plus size and all this stuff. So like in my head, I looked up to her. I grew up watching her and just like learning to love my body because of her, you know. And she's lost the weight. I'm not gonna put a label on her. So if she thinks she's thin size, mid size, whatever, totally fine. It's not about that. It's just that out of, I really thought out of like anyone else, like someone who's been plus size, mid size, or just struggled with finding clothes, when you release merch, I would hope like it would be XL, large. No, girl, one size fits all. What? I was so disappointed. Like, what? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, here's my thing too. Like, I get it. Merch is expensive. Like, if you want to just, I guess, not save money, but like not invest into so many pieces, like you just do the one size fits all and whoever it fits, whoever buys it, it is what it is. I get that. But like this girl, like she's an OG YouTuber. She makes bank. Like she has a mansion. She has a big house. I'm not going to say mansion, but she has a big house. Like she has money. And if she doesn't have money, if it's not coming out of her pocket, her name, her business has money enough to at least give us a small, medium, large, girl. At least a small, medium, large. Not an XL, not a 2X, a one size fits all. Girl, I was disappointed. Like, am I wrong? Like, am I wrong? Like, it's a little shocking. It's a little disappointing. And I was surprised that no one talked about this, but I mean, I'm not calling her out. Like, she's not going to see this. I don't think she is. I don't think she's going to see this, but it just is really disappointing coming from someone that knows what it feels like to be plus size, mid size, or whatever. You know, I'm not going to put a label. But that is something that, like, it just made me see things a little differently, you know? But whatever. It is what it is. Do you what you want to do? But that was like something that I had in my notes that I wanted to talk about because I just thought it was interesting. What else can I talk about in this episode? Well, I'm leaving to Mexico next week. I'm super excited. I haven't been to Mexico in 4-ish years, pretty much. I was supposed to go in the summer, I think it was. I had tickets like in June and stuff. But literally the day before, I started feeling bad. So if you don't know, I have lupus. I was diagnosed like about last year around this time, or I was struggling a lot around this year last time. I started forming, we can actually make this a whole other episode one day, talking about like my lupus and how I found out, and blood clots and stuff. But pretty much I had like blood clots in my brain, my lungs, and my leg. One of my legs. I almost died multiple times because blood clots can like, I don't know the terminology, but like blood clots can pretty much clog your bloodstream and then you have a stroke, you know, or a seizure or something, whatever, or heart attack. And I remember the first time I went into the hospital, I had no idea what it was. Oh my God, I don't want to get into it, but pretty much I knew that I had an issue by last summer, or I knew that I had an issue, and I started feeling pain in my leg, and it reminded me of the pain that I felt when I first had a blood clot. So I was really worried because I was like, I'm not about to get on a plane and sit for 3 hours straight because that will just worsen the blood clot. So I went to the hospital, got a like ultrasound in my leg, and they said it was fine. It was probably just like a strain or a pull, but my my INR was low, which is like how thin my blood is, because I'm on blood thinners now, which helps me not get blood clots. And they said my INR was high or low, whatever it is. It wasn't in the range that it should be, so I was prone to getting blood clots and I should not sit on an airplane. So I was really bummed and sad. So I didn't go to Mexico, but we booked one for this week. I'm going to be spending the holidays, pretty much just Christmas though. I'll be back before New Year's, but I'm so excited to see my family in Mexico, breathe the Mexico air. I'm from Jalisco. My parents are. I was born here. We're just going to be going to the ranch, or just like the town that my mom grew up in and where my grandma is. And like I have so many aunts and uncles and cousins there. My grandma had 12 kids. So I have 12 aunts and uncles who all had kids who are like, it's just wild. And my mom is like the second youngest. I'm on like the younger edge of things. Like I have cousins that their kids are closer to my age than they are. So it's just wild. I have a really big family, but I'm so excited to see them and just detox, I guess, from like this life, this point of view, and just live life in Mexico. I'm so excited. Oh my God. My favorite snack to eat when I'm in Mexico is guasanas. If you don't know what that is, it's kind of like edamame, but it grows like in single pods, I think. Yeah. And they like boil it. Well, there's two ways you can make it. You can either boil it or you can like saute it and like make it like kind of like hot and crispy and like burnt almost, but not really, just adds flavor. And then like you always top it off with like I top it off, well, everyone does, a lot of lemon and salt, up to you how much you want. I think some people put like chile and like tapatio, but like I don't, just lemon and salt. Oh, it's so good. So like you grab one, right? And like I think, oh well, there's different ways to eat it, everyone eats it differently, but like I put it all in my mouth, I suck the bean out, and then like you kind of like suck on the wrapper a little bit, the leafy green, and then like take it out, or you spit the not plastic, but like the shell, and then you keep and you chew on the guasana. Churros are different in Mexico. Like I guess it's different in every part of Mexico, but over there they kind of like fry bread. Like it's just like a loaf of bread, and they top it with like sugar and I think a little bit of cinnamon and cajeta, which is just like caramel, or like dulce de leche. Oh, so good. I can't finish those. Oh, they're too big. I think I'm going to end the episode here. This was such a good chit chat. I'm so excited for what the future holds. I'm so excited for future episodes. Like I'm going to plan this out more so we have like not stricter topics, but just like a flow, a routine of things, and definitely like get you guys more involved with like sending in questions, advice that you want, or just having also like guests and stuff. So don't forget, comment down below if you are my friend and you want to be invited and sit right here with me. Comment down below or send me a DM, or if you know who my circle is or just any other influencer that you see me hang out with, definitely comment down below and nominate them. Please help me figure out a name for this podcast. Give me something and there will be a prize for whoever helps me get to the closest name. But anyways, I'm super excited. I don't want to put too much pressure on myself to be like, you need a video out every Monday or whatever. So it's like, don't expect that from me. But my goal, why is my titty out? Oh my God. But my goal is to do at least one episode a month. But the goal is like 2 to 3 a month. So you might get some every week, you might not. If you watch to the end, let's leave. What should we leave? What emoji should we leave? Leave the heart emoji, the one that goes like this with the two hands holding together a heart. Leave that in your comment, whatever you're commenting, or just comment that so I know that you watched to the very end. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, comment down below helping me figure out the name and who you want to be a guest on the next time's episode. And yeah, thank you guys so much. Besitos.